In December, you received your property tax bill, and like most people, you may have some questions about the bill, whether it is the amount due, what your payment pays for, or what all the different credits are. This video will provide some insight into those questions. Living here in Watertown has many benefits, like beautiful parks, a thriving community, successful businesses, and good schools. But supporting all of those resources comes with a price, and that's the property tax. Unlike nearly all other taxes, the property tax is a tax on the community as a whole, and the value of your property, your piece of that community, is used to determine your share of property tax. Your property tax payment is your share of the total cost of city government and services, county government and services, the technical college, and the public school system. Here's how property taxes are formed. The people we elect to the county board, city council, and school board tax a specific dollar amount on the entire community of taxpayers. This is called a property tax levy. In the city of Watertown, police and firefighters, road repair, snow plowing, code enforcement, senior services, recreation services, street lighting, election work, libraries, and recreational facilities are all the services supported by the levy. The services you receive from the county, the technical college, and the public schools are also supported by those tax levies. This tax is then divided among all the taxpayers based on their individual property value. Your tax statement is actually 4 tax bills rolled into one. The county, city, school district, and the technical college district each have their own budget and determine its own part of your tax bill. The city makes up, on average, approximately 40% of your tax bill. So on a $3,000 tax bill, the city gets about $1,200. That is $1,200 to cover dozens of services. If you have a car payment, for one item, you likely pay more than what you pay the city for dozens of services. The remaining amounts on the bill, that $1,800, are levied by the county, school district, and technical college district. And though the city must collect those taxes, the city gives that money directly back to those taxing jurisdictions. So who are the people that set the levy amounts? In the city of Watertown, 9 alderpersons represent the residents of the city and must weigh the needs, which are always changing, of all residents and make the difficult choices about what services to fund. Your representatives at the county board, the school board, and the technical college similarly make policy decisions that determine how best to operate with funds raised by the property tax levy. Cities have limited revenue sources. The other main sources of revenue are state and federal funding, and while our mandates for those entities have gone up, our revenues from them have not. So, what all goes into your property tax bill calculation? There are 3 components to calculating the tax bill. They are assessed value, tax rate, and credits. Assessed values are set in accordance with Wisconsin statute, or law, which requires all property subject to assessment to be valued by the assessor in a specific manner. The assessor must set a value from an actual view or from the best information that the assessor can practically obtain. This ordinarily is obtained from a private sale. The Wisconsin Constitution provides for uniformity of assessment, and state law requires that all properties be assessed at their full market value. As property values change in the marketplace, these value changes must be reflected on our assessment roll. The Wisconsin Department of Revenue compares current assessments to current sales. This is expressed as a ratio to monitor if we are in compliance with that law. If the citywide ratio falls out of compliance, a revaluation is necessary. The city of Watertown has been out of compliance, meaning that, in general, the city's assessed values are less than 90% of market value for the years 2018, 2019, and 2020. A revaluation of all property in the city is anticipated in 2022, with work to begin on the revaluation later this year. Some people believe that a revaluation will automatically result in an increased tax bill, but this is not necessarily the case. An increase in your assessment does not necessarily mean an increase in your property taxes. Additionally, a decrease in your assessment does not necessarily mean a decrease in your property taxes either. If the total levy remains the same, only those properties that are not presently paying their fair share of the tax burden will pay more taxes after a revaluation. Properties presently paying more than their fair share will pay less. The next key component is the tax rate. The tax rate for the bill is determined by the levies, or what is needed to cover expenses after other revenues have been considered. For example, if the total levy for all taxing jurisdictions adds up to $15 million, and all the properties in the area add up to $600 million of assessed value, we would divide $15 million by $600 million to get a tax rate of $25 for every $1,000 of assessed value. This year, the tax rates for the two counties are $27.36 for Jefferson County side of the city and $29.16 for the Dodge County side. This is the rate prior to credits, further reducing the tax rate and the calculated tax bill. So let's talk about credits. The largest credit on the tax bill is the school levy tax credit. This is a credit on every taxable property. The Department of Revenue informs the city each year of its school levy tax credit, and that is applied to the tax rate calculation to lower the tax rate. In Jefferson County, the tax rate went from $27.36 before the credit to $25.68 after, and in Dodge, $29.16 to $27.30. Other credits can reduce your bill as well. The first dollar credit is applied to every taxable parcel, business, commercial, or private, containing a real property investment, like a building. The amount of the credit changes from year to year, and this year, for residents in Watertown, the first dollar credit reduced the tax bill by $63.79 for all eligible properties. Another credit is the lottery and gaming credit, and this is applied to properties used as your primary residence as of January 1st of the year the taxes are levied. For example, to be eligible for the lottery credit on the tax bill just sent in December, you have to have lived at the property as your primary residence on January 1st of 2020. This year in Watertown, the lottery and gaming credit reduced the tax bill by $156.32. As you can see, there are many factors that are constantly changing and interacting to affect your property tax bill. Increases in some parts of your bill offset decreases in others. The most important thing to remember about property taxes is that they're designed to share the cost of government services, and that despite the city being the place you pay your bill, the city only gets a fraction of that total. I think it's important for people to think about what that property tax payment, that $3,000 in my earlier example, buys you, dozens and dozens of services, and to reflect on where else you get 50, 60, 100 services for $3,000 a year. Our city government and the other taxing jurisdictions as well take the taxing responsibility very seriously. They also balance that against the calls for better roads, progress, improved facilities, and more. Governments are not immune to price fluctuations. If gas goes up for you, it goes up for the city too. The work to find a responsible and representative property tax rate and balance that with needs and growth of a city is difficult and careful work. This work typically happens during budget time, and you are invited to be a part of that. The city begins that work in late summer. Watch our website and Facebook page for ways for you to engage in that process. In the meantime, for further questions about your property tax bill, please contact the city clerk's office.